like me and you've been cycling since the 80s, you've seen a massive change in the way athletic apparel is made and also in the functions it can perform. Your jersey and bibs have gone from almost an afterthought to being an impactful component of the bicycle plus rider equation. In order to help the largest piece of that equation, the human body, perform optimally, apparel manufacturers are factoring in a garment's weight, fit and wicking ability, aerodynamics and compression, and they're also figuring out ways to combat bacteria as well as the effects of electrical interference. This shift in thinking is fairly recent. Most of these innovations have taken place in the last few years, and nobody has innovated more than Giordana. When you combine world-class handcrafted garments with equally world-class research and development, the result is perhaps the pinnacle of high-performance cycling apparel design, the Giordana EXO System. EXO is short for external optimization, and that's not just a meaningless acronym. After using the knickers, shorts, and jerseys on several rides, I can testify that each piece in the EXO collection truly optimizes the way your body interacts with the external forces aligned against you, the wind, the heat, and the ultimate onset of fatigue. With the EXO System short and long sleeve jerseys, you get what you're after and more. The first thing you'll notice when you pick up either one is that they're feather light. The long sleeve jersey feels about as heavy as a sleeveless summer base layer, and because you lose the slightly weightier compression material of the long sleeve version, the short sleeve jersey feels like it weighs about as much as a sheet of paper. This seems impossible, especially since each jersey is composed of 6 different fabrics. The front panel is AI1, which is exclusive to the EXO line, and is a 2-layer fabric with a specially woven inner layer and a UV blocking outer layer made from recycled materials. Together, they create air channels between your skin and the fabric in order to quickly move moisture away from your body. And don't think for a second that because it's paper thin, it won't last. Oh no, the stretch of the fabric is due to the weave of, not the amount of latex in the fibers. So it may feel a little less elastic than the rest of the garment, but that's okay. It's supposed to because it's covering a part of your body that's relatively static while you're riding. The shoulders and center back panel are made from Giordana's Astera 2.0 fabric, which feels much lighter and springier than the AI1, and it has this feel for 2 reasons. First, this is the area of your upper body that will move the most, so a little range of motion is important. And second, it's the aerodynamically slipperiest fabric in the Giordana line, and it's placed on the leading edge of your upper body for maximum reduction in drag. The thing I like most about the jersey is the placement of the uber lightweight Kite mesh fabric at the pockets. Rather than double up on one of the other standard weight lycras, one layer for the jersey, another for the pocket, they use 2 layers of a material that add up to be about as thick as 1 layer. Personally, I never understood the wisdom of doubling up the fabric on a super hot weather jersey just for the sake of pockets, and I'm glad this detail wasn't overlooked. I wasn't wild about the drag reducing flap over the pockets at first. It was difficult to feel my way in and out of the pockets for a few rides, but once I got used to it, the flap didn't get in the way at all. I also wasn't wild about the extra low collar at first. You see, I live just north of San Francisco now, and most of my morning rides can be a bit chilly. Having a collar like the one you find on any other jersey is a must, otherwise cold air creeps into the jersey. But after only 1 or 2 sweltering dry days in the lower 90s, I came to appreciate the cooling effect of the lower collar and the accompanying back panels of Kite mesh. And if I were back home in Arkansas or in another extra hot and humid climate, I'd want the low profile collar and wispy mesh on all of my jerseys. Lastly, on the jerseys, it's important to note the difference in the short and long sleeve versions. They're identical everywhere, but below the elbow. Both the short and long sleeve jerseys are designed for warm and hot weather use as well as any race against the clock. But the long sleeve jersey takes it up a level by adding that muscle massaging Movix fabric from your elbow to your wrist. Now, most cyclists, myself included, aren't going to win any Mr. Universe contests. Our upper body strength and stamina can sometimes pale in comparison to that of the forged steel pistons we call our legs. So having a touch of extra framework and support goes a long way toward eliminating hand, wrist, and elbow and shoulder fatigue on long rides with either rough terrain or lots of technical descending. Giordana rounds out the EXO system with half-finger gloves and matching shoe covers with only one seam which runs along the bottom of the foot to keep it hidden from the wind. And of course, no kit would be complete without matching socks. They're anatomically correct, meaning there's a left sock and a right sock, just like your shoes. They're made from a just right blend of dry yarn, polyamide, and lycra to keep your feet dry, cool, and bacteria-free. And the calf height version incorporates, yep, you guessed it, compression in order to stave off fatigue and give support to your foot's muscles, tendons, and ligaments. Overall, it's tough not to be blown away by every single detail of the Giordana EXO system. When I took this project on, I had no idea the review would be as long and as tech-driven as films I've made about electronic group bows and power meters. So, if you have questions, send my friends at Giordana an email at info@gitobike.com and they'll get you connected with a Giordana retailer in your neighborhood.